Well, welcome, Kayla. It's so great to have you here today.
Hi.
Everybody who's tuning in, you're in for a real treat to be inspired by this incredible woman who, just has one of the biggest hearts I've yet to experience. And, she's been kind enough to take some time out to share her beautiful story, where she was, where she is, where she's going, in hopes to really inspire those of you at home who are, maybe have been feeling stuck similarly to you were, Kayla, to see what's available to you when you really make a commitment to yourself. So let's dive in. And, Kayla, could you share with us, please, a little bit about, what your biggest concerns were in your health, what your biggest struggles were in your health when you came to me initially?
Yes. Basically, I was in congestive heart failure, type 2 diabetic, on insulin, severe neuropathy in my feet, extreme fatigue, and just basically, honestly, it was scared. I was scared.
Yeah. Yeah. And, for people who are feeling similarly at home, what was the hardest part about that for you, being in that place?
Well, I'm a registered nurse, and so
Mm,
I knew better. I knew better. So I felt like I was failing, and I had a lot of self-shame going on because I felt like I should be able to do it, that I should be able to overcome, the weight issue that I've had my entire life.
mm.
And I just hadn't been able to do it.
Yeah. And there's I really want to honor you for sharing, because there's so many people that feel stuck in similar ways too. Like, I should know better, right? And yet I can't seem to get myself out of this place. I'm curious, what were some of the things, with your background as an RN, like what were some of the things that you had tried to get your health under control, to lose the weight?
I had been on many, almost every program for weight loss that there'd been out there, and also tried the traditional medical, what they tell you to do for diabetes, like, minimal fruits, and get rid of the carbs, and basically, here's a medication for this and here's a medication for that, and found myself on multiples of medications, which, being a nurse, I have a hard time with, because I'm a very holistic nurse, because I truly believe that our body has the capacity to heal if we just know how to work with it. So yeah, I've pretty much tried everything, every
Wow.
diet program, every diabetic program.
Wow. And how
And
many years?
and I was on insulin and on these meds, and they just weren't working anymore. I mean, they just weren't working. So,
What was your A1C while being on the meds?
well, I was a couple of years ago as high as 18.4.
Wow.
And when I started with you, they were 10.4.
Yeah. So how many years, Kayla, were you trying all of the different diet methods and the medications?
Well, I've been on a diet since I was 8 years old. Um, I've done a lot of really strict food plans. And again, that's hard to maintain in the world that we live in, or even having joy in life. It's just always worrying about, can I have this? Can I have that? I can't have this, and it sets up this I don't know, this inner battle. I just feel like I've always been in an inner battle my entire life, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. With working with you, I'm learning a whole different kind of mindset, and it's much more enjoyable, much more enjoyable. I've lost 55 pounds in 8 weeks. My blood sugars are coming down from 300s, sometimes 400s on insulin, on meds. And now they're down in the 70s, sometimes go up to like 130 in the mornings after breakfast. That we've talked about how our body and the cortisol works, and that'll come down with time. I didn't get this way overnight, and I'm so amazed that, like, even within 2 weeks of eating the way that you have us eat and work with our, being self-positive and self-kindness to ourselves, in 2 weeks, my blood sugars were down. They were down in the 120s, 150s, and then they continued to drop into the 70s, 90s.
Yeah.
And my insulin is coming down. I don't have to take as much. And I'm able to go out with friends. I'm able to go to family parties and partake and be okay with it. And I'm losing weight even doing that.
So with all of these beautiful wins that you've had across the board in your health, I'm curious, what has shifted for you in terms of just how you feel like you're showing up in your life and just waking up in the morning?
Well, I actually feel like I do want to live. I feel like this excitement coming back into my soul. Like, I get to participate in life, and I get to participate on all levels and have joy. And I get to put myself first, because being a registered nurse or being in a family, where my mom put herself last, that's what I was taught. I've never put myself first, and I'm putting myself first this time. And now I get it. It's the same analogy as if you're in an airplane, put your mask on first so you can help your children. But, and that's true. You need to take that scenario and choose me now.
Yeah.
And I've never chosen me on this deep of a level before. I've never learned that anywhere else but here. And so choosing myself on a deep level. Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
And for me, that means changing a lot of different things that I've tried to change. Like, I'm going to go forward with my own business. I'm going to, step back from being that 40-year nurse that's always give, and worked ungodly hours and been on call. And I'm stepping back from that and create in life so that I can help people at a different level. I mean, not that I didn't enjoy being as I get older, and to take care of my body where it.
So it's just technology, we roll with it. And I love that. It's about, right, you have shown up, Kayla, with such a deep commitment to yourself, right? And I know it hasn't always been easy, right? As we're learning new ways to nourish our bodies through food, just to nourish ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, all of the beautiful changes that you've made. I know there's times where it's challenging, and yet you continue to, prioritize yourself, show up, raise your hand when you have questions. You're just so committed to yourself, and it's such a joy, and it's been such a joy to witness this transformation in you, really, because who you are is just this big, beautiful heart. And now to see you really taking that and turning that around in on it yourself, and saying yes to yourself, and investing your time and your energy to really show up for yourself in this way. I know that your future is so bright, what you have for you, what's in store for your next chapter with your career, like you said, but just enjoying your life more. And it's been such a pleasure, to, like I said, to witness this and be on the journey with you. What are your continued goals in our work together?
Well, I'm coming to the point where I'm going to go into the alumni group. And so, but I also know I can always email you, which thank you.
Mm.
Um, I feel solid at this point in my foundation and what I've built with you thus far. And I know that I can do it. I will do it. And I've learned how to handle stress. Working through this, I've learned self-forgiveness. I've learned that I'm never going to be perfect and it's okay. And one thing I wanted to say is that my energy has increased, and I've been kinder to myself and sleeping better, getting those rhythms back in sync, and just basically I am just more positive, and I'm going to take that positivity and just keep it going every single minute of every single day. And one thing I've been doing that just kind of spontaneously happened is like, I'll say to myself as I'm eating, every piece of food I eat is going into my body and totally healing me in this moment.
Yes.
You know, I find my mind doing things like that just spontaneously, which is a nice change from the self-criticism. So,
Oh, yes. Just
yeah.
all that self-love and joy, and it's coming out of you. I can see it, and it's great. I mean, your weight loss has been tremendous. Your A1C dropping, coming off the meds, tremendous. The energy, like you said, sleeping better, all of that is tremendous. But really, the most important thing, right, is seeing now, like, look, I did this, and I can continue to move in the right direction, right, till till you get every single last pound off that you want to get off, until you minimize every medication that you really want to focus on minimizing, till you are just reaching new and new heights of vibrancy in your health, with this beautiful bedrock that you've created for yourself, like you said, this nice foundation. And I know it's just going to continue to get even better and better for you.
Yep, it will. And thank you for being so personable and
Thank you.
making it fun and making it exciting. And you're a big part of it.
Oh,
So
it's been my joy.
thanks.
You're very special to me, and I'm really excited to see, what's next for you on your journey. Thank you so much for taking your time today. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you.